So I have with me Dr. Sophie, and Sophie is an amazing person. She has such an interesting journey. She's going to tell us a little bit more about that journey in a little bit. But Sophie, thank you for joining me. I know it's morning on my side, but it's not morning on your side. It's a little bit in the afternoon for you, probably. You
Yeah,
want
it's like it's 8 p.m. right now,
Okay,
Central Time.
thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
having me
you.
today. Yeah.
Thank you for making the time because I know we were in different time zones. But tell us a little bit. I mean, you're coming to the end of your workday today. What do you do on a regular basis? Like, what is, what helps you get through the day as well?
Yeah, that's such a good question, right? It's almost a coaching question. So why
Yeah.
I'm saying that, yeah, I mean, my background is in engineering, and
Mm-hmm.
I also consider myself a scientist, which is why I'm
Mm.
having this passion for science. And right now, I decided my laser beam on the
Yes.
new subject, which is positive psychology. So
Mm-hmm.
positive psychology really is science of well-being, and I've become a practitioner of this
Yes.
science and a coach. So what do I do on a daily basis? I have founded my own company, which means that
Nice.
as an entrepreneur, and like many entrepreneurs, I kind of have several hats.
Yes.
But I guess in a nutshell, I'd say my company is providing services of training and also coaching, both
Mm.
to individuals and to organizations.
Nice.
So, as a coach, I really focus on supporting women executives,
Mm-hmm.
mostly mid-level executives,
Right.
who really reconnect with themselves and, in a way, enhance their self-confidence,
Mm-hmm.
gain more energy, and go back to being really engaged in what they do professionally, but also in their lives.
Right.
Um, Now, as a trainer, it's a bit on the same subject, but more for groups and also for different corporations. So I focus on workplace well-being,
Mm-hmm.
emotional intelligence, leadership, a lot of these things that we say are soft skills, but
Uh-huh.
we all know that to get to the next level, so to really go towards leadership, you
Mm-hmm.
need those. So they
You
become the
do.
hard skills of the leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really exciting, right? So I'm also collaborating with a medical center. So I'm
Yes.
supporting people that are, for example, in burnout recovery or
Uh-huh.
maybe recently diagnosed with ADHD as adults. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
about applying positive psychology this time, like on life skills, if you want, and
Right.
have a good life with whatever
Mm-hmm.
is going on. And something else that we were discussing together,
Mm-hmm.
I've created with another coach who is actually a
Right.
financial well-being coach, an initiative and an amazing project called Flourish Financially.
Right.
So
Yes.
there we go, multidisciplinary, and you will see
Mm-hmm.
that it's the theme with me. So I'm bringing the expertise and experience of positive psychology, and she's bringing the expertise and experience of financial planning. So
Ah.
that way, we can help women to really reclaim
Mm-hmm.
their power in addressing finances, so mostly personal finances,
Right.
and really get a transformed relationship with money, which is very important for independence.
Yes. Yes, very important. We use it every day. So it should be it should be very important. But I love the work that you're doing. Always empowering other women and, getting them on, you know, a higher level or a better, pathway to be on. But in your chapter, you talk about moving from an engineer to an entrepreneur to, a life coach. And I think that's such an interesting journey. Um, what inspired you to write that chapter?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think there
Yeah.
are different things, but because we're talking about writing a chapter,
Hmm.
I want to say that actually what I realized when I became an entrepreneur, and maybe because it's in coaching, but I
Yeah.
started writing a lot.
Yes.
And this really rekindled me. I forgot what's
Yes,
the proper
you're good.
word
You're good.
with writing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always loved writing, but somehow it had gotten somehow maybe buried or also
Yes.
lost because when you're in
Mm-hmm.
organizations, corporations, maybe you're following the procedures, not the same
Right.
type
Mm-hmm.
of writing. And
Mm-hmm.
suddenly I felt I could really use writing as a means of self-expression and really
Ah.
explore certain things. So the
Mm-hmm.
project came at that time as well that
Right.
for me, I was going through that transformation in the
Mm-hmm.
sense that for me, life coaching and positive psychology really is my second act. And I
Yes.
hope there are many more acts, but
There
at
will
least my
be.
second act of the career. And I thought, okay, this is a way to also help me with that
Right.
because it's really putting things on paper. It's like
Mm-hmm.
acknowledging and it's really taking stock, but also sharing, of course,
Yes.
uh, this field that
Mm-hmm.
I think I was maybe even a little bit afraid to walk away from it the
Yes.
beginning. And
Yes.
it's almost like I was turning it around. And then I realized, no, I'm actually still a woman in STEM. So I
You
had the impression
are.
I
You
was,
are.
so yeah, I had the impression at the beginning that I was saying goodbye. And
Mm-hmm.
then as I was writing, I was like, but that's not true
Right.
because I can see I'm still really much using this structured approach. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, as I said now, positive psychology is a
Yes.
science.
It is.
But I guess I was myself even caught in these stereotypes that
Right.
I'm gonna
Yes.
say actually you need to know that for people who want to go to that field, it's not about stereotypes.
No, it's not. It's not for
So
sure.
So yeah, so that, so and of course sharing the story.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could recognize when I started writing this chapter how I had been inspired also by other women and by
Right.
other women who had shared their own
Mm-hmm.
struggles and successes. So it's
Right.
important to talk of both. And
Yeah.
as women, we have integrated the message that it's not good to talk about successes
Mm-hmm.
because it means to be like some like boasting
Yeah.
around, like
Mm-hmm.
being
Yeah.
arrogant. But I found that for me, people who have inspired me, women who have inspired me,
Mm-hmm.
they were able to present this in a way that was indeed a serious subject.
Right.
Yes, of course, being successful, being a leader is a real subject. It's
It
not
is.
something to be,
Toned
minimized.
down. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
definitely. But like I like the fact that you talk about that because a lot of times we forget and we're like, no, that's not very important and don't worry about it. It's all good. And we don't take it seriously. And helping the others that helped us before, that
right.
that helps the cycle keep going because we want the cycle to keep going. We want people to get more involved in STEM. So how would you inspire more people to actually get involved in the STEM field? Because you have transitioned quite a bit from the hard sciences
Mm,
into what we would call a little bit more of the softer sciences. And
mhm.
like I love that you talked about the fact that you weren't sure that you were still a woman in STEM because I think a lot of people question that like are they still in STEM if they're not doing the hard, the maths and the all the physics and whatnot, but STEM is so broad, like it encompasses so many different things. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are involved in STEM and they don't even know
If they
it.
don't know, yes. And
Yeah.
especially now, I think there's this coin phrase, right? Even STEAM, yes, with the A
Yes, same
of
with the
arts.
A. Yes.
So then you would say, what arts?
Yeah,
What?
everybody's involved. Everybody's involved.
So that's very interesting. But no, no, absolutely. I think that you're really saying the things. That's what I wanted to talk about is to say that no STEM subject or STEM as a
Hmm.
field is not just for people who are good in math and
Yeah.
physics or like who love computers. I mean, that's really not the
Oh.
point. To me, something really clicked. I remember I went to a conference a few years ago, and
Hmm.
because I was going through this transformation,
Yes.
it's almost like I was looking for words to put on what I
Ah.
was going through.
Hmm.
This person explained how, and I think I'm going to borrow the words, to me, science is a mindset. Science
Ah.
really is not about just a field, it's really like this reasoning, this method. So if you want to talk in
Hmm.
scientific, you would say it's almost a belief system, right? Like
Okay.
understand. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're learning to navigate that, you can go through different disciplines, but still use scientific approach.
Yes.
And in life coaching, we often say you use the scientific method, right? When you
Yeah.
develop, for example, your own business, because you need to
Mm-hmm.
try, fail, adjust, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, learn. And so this that's a scientific method. So you could
Mm-hmm.
already claim that a lot of what we would do maybe as entrepreneurs, even if it's not a field that is considered traditionally as scientific, it
Mm-hmm.
can be approached with a
Yeah.
scientific eye. And
Right.
I think that's really what clicked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it because I think I've always been attracted by multidisciplinarity.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you know, the best scientists, they keep talking about that. Of course, they
Mm-hmm.
know that you don't get to the top without bringing in different ideas,
Yes.
trying it out, and
Mm-hmm.
really being open, actually,
Mm-hmm.
and curious. So it's this curiosity, it's this openness to the failures as well and the learning that I think is really what makes science and STEM super interesting. And then you can apply it
Yeah.
to many, many things.
Yes, I believe it's like a foundation that we could use in so many areas. And I love that you talk about being multidisciplinary because sometimes we think that if you're in STEM or in a science field that you have to remain in that particular field, otherwise you're no longer a woman in STEM. But it transcends so many different ways.
And absolutely, and I must say that for some reason, there was this intuition in me, even early on. I mean, of course, as a scientist and me
Mm-hmm.
also, I made the choice to do a PhD, so I was going
Yes.
for the expert road. So there's this expertise that was calling me as, okay, I need to become an expert. So
Yeah.
I need to become more and more almost
Mm-hmm.
specialized, right? But somehow, when I was getting too close to being in a box, I would always make that choice that, no, I'm gonna do that choice. It's a bit bold, but let's
Yeah.
see. And I did that, I remember, for my already master research
Mm-hmm.
thesis, that
Yes.
I was either going to look at really climate change from the point of view of the ice, uh,
Mm-hmm.
layers, and I
Yes.
was I was thinking, oh, maybe I can go to Antarctica or something. I was seeing myself, doing that. It's like that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Or and then I heard about climate change policy, and I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
but policy, but that's not really right.
Yeah.
But I made that choice. And
Yeah.
later, the same. My PhD was on bioenergy, and I was like,
Hmm.
bioenergy is kind of it's a large field, but
It is.
it's just one type. So I decided, no, I want to work on infrastructure financing, so more like renewables
Ah.
in general. So there was always this kind of like I'm going more narrower, or almost as a
Hmm.
subject. No, no, let me get out. And then
Hmm.
I'm a life coach.
Oh, yeah. So I see multidisciplinary, right through.
But it's nice, and I think with science, what is really cool as well is you can really, I don't know, make sense of a lot
Hmm.
of things
You
that are
can.
happening around us, and
Hmm.
to be able to, yeah, share that with the
Yes.
world. I love making this like complex
Yeah.
concepts a bit more accessible, right?
Hmm.
Like to
Yep.
say it's not rocket science.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely that because I think a lot of times we get lost in the smoke and the mirrors, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so difficult. And it's not really that bad. If you really break it down and you help somebody understand it, it's not that bad at all. So I'm so glad that you are doing that and you are actually helping so many different people in everything that you do. So if you haven't checked out Sophie's chapter yet, she's actually chapter 2.
Chapter
Straight off,
2.
straight off, almost as soon as you open the book, she has an amazing journey, talks about switching it up quite a bit, through the different fields. So make sure you check out her chapter, The Empowering Woman in STEM book, the third edition.
Amazing.
So, so glad. Thank you so much for your time and energy, Sophie.
Thank you so
Always
much.
great talking to you and connecting with you and just hearing about all of the amazing things that you have been doing. So, thank you so much for your time, and we will talk soon. Bye.
Thank you very much, Sanya. Thank you. Bye bye.